So now we're thinking about Earth's specific atmosphere and what does the changing levels of CO2 do to our Earth. So this number 2 here is Earth's greenhouse effect. Got a little background reminder here. Earth's greenhouse effect, greenhouse gases absorb heat from the sun. That was one of our key words, which means they trap heat in, which is important for our survival. And so we talked about not only CO2 is a greenhouse gas, but we also have methane, water vapor, nitrous oxide is another one. So when we think about these greenhouse gases, are they necessary for our survival? Yes, they are, because without them, we don't have any heat kept in. If we think about this Mars example, right, where we don't have CO2 in the atmosphere, we're losing that heat back to space every night when the sun is not shining on our planet. So without CO2, no heat is retained or kept in the atmosphere, and therefore our planet. We have much more extreme and cooler temperatures. So what are some impacts that could happen to Earth if greenhouse levels become too high? So here we're talking about what happens if greenhouse levels are too low. What are we going to notice if greenhouse levels become too high? So do a little predict here. See if you can come up with at least two things. If we get too much, for example, CO2 in the atmosphere, again, kind of thinking on the extremes, think about Venus. What did we notice happening there with temperature? And then these should be what would be an impact if that temperature gets too high.